we go through? Shall we go through the white paper? Should we just understand what they're building and see if there's any value? In order to find this paper, it's you go to youths. You don't go to scholarships. You go to youths. You go on the bottom left. You click on the paper, and you get this one. So, a common sense approach to NFT intellectual property, and how youths will be the greatest collection of profile pictures of all time. Bold prediction. So far, so good though. So far, so good. They're flirting with the top position, so I'm not gonna doubt the dream. So, what is this? Why? What is this? Why? So, why is our common sense version of copyright and ownership for NFTs? Think of why as a way of registering a copyright with an NFT collection being the governing body. When holders build businesses, sub-communities, and even fan art for an NFT, it typically drives more value and attention to the NFT. The current standards in the ecosystem don't really support it. Right now, we're usually offered IP rights on just our individual NFTs, just like Bored Ape Yacht Club, and Yuga Labs or CC0, where our NFTs are literally owned by the public domain. So what happens is that what he's saying here is that there is a there is a company that owns the collection, and then that that owns the intellectual property of the collection, meaning that you can't really take the Bored Ape Yacht Club, and even if you own that Bored Ape and create a commercial, for example, without the okay from the company behind Bored Apes to use that copyright, even if you own the NFT and you paid 75 Ethereum and you actually bought that thing, you don't own the intellectual property. And on the Solana ecosystem, we saw this with the geckos, where they clearly had a statement in that was the first thing you would see once you entered the Gecko's website, where they said that even if you hold the NFT, the intellectual property of those NFTs belong to the company behind the Geckos. That's that was clear, and this stands for every successful NFTs. So this is what they're trying to disrupt. This is to disrupt here. This is what they're trying to change. This is the idea behind it. So now they're saying that each collection would have its own Y registry, where it's easy to track who's approved to be using the NFT's intellectual property. This allows projects to approve and reject users' requests at Web3 speed. We want to test this model with youths, with an idea that would be only be possible by using the mechanism like Y. So what they're going to do is they're going to govern this let's call it like this collective. They're going to cover this collective. They're going to govern this collective that actually owns the intellectual property through the Y traits. And if someone wants to actually collaborate with youths and create some fan art, some traits, we're going to talk about, because artists will have the ability to create traits and actually sell NFTs with those traits. So if someone actually wants to create something that's using the brand of youths, they will need to hold a Y trait. That gives them the ability to monetize and actually control and be legal with like not legal, what's it called, to be in line with the terms and conditions of the use of intellectual property of youths. So TLDR, we create the youth store for we go to the immediately to the youth store. Okay, we create the youth store for artists to submit their custom versions of traits. Holders can also hire artists to do commissioned work for them. Artists who Artists will own the intellectual property of their work and collect a percentage of royalties. Holders can purchase the community created traits from the store, and artists can also set the traits to be free if they want. holders can only apply one customized trait to their NFTs per month. The customized traits cannot change the shape, size, name of the trait. A t-shirt cannot be changed into a fur coat, and it must stay the same size. Meaning, if your ape is your ape, yeah, if your youth is wearing a purple shirt, you can't change that purple shirt to a brown fur. You need to change it to a golden shirt, for example. And this will not change the metadata, which means the metadata says that this is wearing a shirt and it's not wearing a coat, which means that you cannot apply a coat, which means even if you apply a coat, metadata will show it actually is wearing a shirt. So it will not allow this change. Community members can create and officially register sub-communities and sub-DAOs, and they can charge Sol for entry and collect a percentage of royalties on all sales. So we're gonna explain it. Let's go further down because it makes more sense as we go down because it explains the youth store. Because we need to understand, like it says that you can apply one change of trait per month. So the idea is that in order, let's just go down because I think they're also giving an example. So we are creating the youth store, a marketplace of custom-made youth traits. So meaning that if you're an artist, you can create new traits. So you can change the cool glasses to some other type of, I don't know, with like cool goggles or some cool other kind of shades. Anyone can submit customizations of any of the original youth traits for approval. And now, how does one for the new traits? How does it get approved? Must fit the same space of the original trait. So when you put it on the actual picture, it doesn't cover other traits or it doesn't cover the NFT. And it needs to be, as we said, a t-shirt on a t-shirt and fur on fur. It must be identifiable by the original metadata, which means a hat cannot be a crown. Of course, no porn, no hate speech, no direct usage of existing copyright, and it must meet a standard of quality. Once approved, the individual that submitted will own the copyright, the Y for that specific trait, for that specific golden hat. The person who actually created and submitted that trait will own the copyright. Now, what does that copyright mean that you're owning it? It means that you can set the price of the trait in the store, meaning that if someone wants to buy that trait, so let's say that I have a youth that has a bone pipe, a nice smoking pipe that's made out of bone. And there is some really cool artist that has created 5 golden pipes that are actually smoking some cool thing, and you can see the residue and this and that. And you feel like that this pipe would actually match the colors of the rest of your NFT much better. That would make it look so cool. You'd be able to go purchase that pipe, that new golden pipe, apply it to your NFT, and change it to have that golden pipe. And now the money that you're actually spent for this actually goes to the person that holds that Y trait. So that Y, that you can think about it as a token. So if you hold that Y thing, it enables you to actually earn, set the price, set the supply of the trait, so you can actually have only 5 golden pipes be available on the store. And once those 5 pipes are purchased, then there are no more golden pipes. So what happens is that your cool NFT now that owns that golden pipe that has only 5 available in the whole youth's world has increased its rarity just because you bought a custom super rare trait. Another cool thing is that anybody who owns that Y can actually sell it to someone else. So let's say if you've actually created some amazing NFT that, I don't know, Coca-Cola wants it. Maybe it resembles Ronald McDonald, let's say. It resembles Ronald McDonald, and McDonald's is like, I need your youths to create in order to actually create a promotional campaign regarding NFTs and working in McDonald's. Lots of NFT enthusiasts are actually browsing the McDonald's employment forms. They're looking at the wages. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. So I can imagine a world where McDonald's is actually launching a campaign, and they want your really cool youth that has a complete McDonald's cashier's outfit, and they want to buy it. They want to buy the thing that you made. You can actually sell them the intellectual property. You can sell them the rights. You can sell them the rights, and you can just tell them, "Hey, I'm gonna sell you the rights for this uh, youth and this trait that I only own, and I can sell it to you for $15 million, 15 million Zimbabwe dollars." And McDonald's might say yes, yes, yes. I might have 15 million Zimbabwe dollars, and then they actually exchange it, and McDonald's owns it, and Ronald McDonald is sporting a huge NFT. Never know. And of course, if you are the holder of the white rate of a specific collection that is traded, and let's say let's assume that the of if your youth that has one of is under this Y collections umbrella, and it's traded in the marketplace every time you get a 5% on every sale from the royalties, just because you own that Y. Uh, it also kind of because of this Y trademark, they can actually protect a little bit the artists, and as they say here, if someone is trying to copy it and create something that's extremely similar and then attempts to list it on the marketplace, it's not going to be approved. Now, this kind of create your trades and list them on the store, and like think of the price, and then find how many in circulation of those trades are going to be. This is going to last only for 6 months. So after 6 months, no more user-generated trades will be added to the youth store. At this point, you'll be able to separate your youth into individual pieces. This means that you can sell your limited supply hoodie separately or swap it to another trade. So meaning maybe I'm going to I bought one of those super rare hoodies. I can then exchange it with another trade plus some salt or plus some dust with someone else that really wants that really rare trade that purchased a couple of months ago from the store. Uh, so it says that new trades in the youth store will only be added from limited supply collaborations with big clothing brands and lifestyle brands and all this shit. Then, how do you create this white token? How does one person generate the ability to actually sell this intellectual property and actually get custom traits? Like, how many custom traits can you add? It says here you can hold up to 6 maximum Ys. And how do you get each Y? You can stake your youth, and for every 30 days that you're staking it, at the end of the 30-day period, you get a Y token, which means for every Y token that you hold, you can change the metadata, you can update the metadata once. Meaning that if you're changing the bone pipe to a golden pipe, you'll need a Y token. And how do you get those Y tokens? By staking your youth. So what you can do is actually stake the youth for 6 months, get the 6 traits, and then sell the youth with the 6 Ys on top of it. That should make the price skyrocket, because this allows the person actually buying the youth to have the 6 slots open and ready without the need to stake it for 6 months. So you'll see that there is a new layer of game theory that's happening here. So if you never use the Y tokens, your youth will stack on it. So when you sell your youth at the probably premium for the tokens attached, just because you have 6 slots to change. How does Y make money? Within the Y registration, we think we can unlock several layers of monetization of every stakeholder involved. Independent one of one artist can make individual trade and create and charge soul or dust for them. So let's say let's say Beeple comes and creates a one-on-one trade for a youth. I don't know, maybe it's a tooth. It says Beeple. And just one. It's just one. They can charge a lot of soul. They can charge a lot of soul for that. Now, is anybody gonna buy it? I don't know. I don't know. But we're just going with what the paper is actually claiming. You can create fashion brands within the collection. Meaning, what if Prada comes out and creates a collection of 6 traits that they are like 10 copies of it, where you can actually, if you go really hardcore, you can buy the whole outfit, 6 out of 6, and be all Prada with the stripes, the red and green stripe, and the logos, and this is official Prada. And then you have, if you manage to actually imagine that, let's say there are 6 Prada traits, and the hat is has 10 copies, the shoes have 15 copies, and then there is like the purse that has 1 copy only. And then there's only one NFT that can possibly like have all of the Prada collection, just because one of the 6 items is limited to only 1 copy. So that really feels like the transmog days of World of Warcraft. And I'm not saying those like, well, let's go farm all dungeons and get shitty fucking transmog. I'm saying go to the black market auction house and wait for that removed from the game transmog, and then just bid every single player in the game, because all those black market auction houses are cross realm, meaning that people are coming from other continents to outbid you and try to get a complete set of a removed uh, Naxxramas kind of uh, of dungeon. Like, that's really really hard, and this is what they're trying to replicate here. So if you have actually played a lot of World of Warcraft, and you know how the transmog system works and the black market auction house works, you'll definitely understand what they're trying to do here. Uh, Another way that you can monetize it is do paid or free commission work for holders, meaning that let's say you can create a sub DAO where everybody that has a pirate hat is actually part of a workforce. I don't know, or there is like everybody's paying some money from the collection of that trade in order to have some artist create the rest of the set. Could be anything. And of course collect money from royalties, meaning that, let's say we all come together and we create a grape outfit, and we connect that with our treasury, and any time a grape youth trade is added, and then that youth being sold, the grape treasury gets a little bit of the royalties, and the royalties could be soul or could be dust. So yeah, artists are incentivized to sell their work on the youth store, because if they get their own Y registration, they'll be able to collect royalties after the initial sale. And yeah, as we said, you need your Y registration. Uh, the real power behind Y is that it can supercharge the creation of clubs within communities. Someone that wants to start a sub community can use the youth store to find an artist and commission a custom set of traits with their logo, emblem, and register the club with Y. Now, the active community member can start their own club based on shared interests, memes, or anything else. The key is that since they own the Y on the entire set of traits, they can monetize this sub community. They can collect a piece of the royalties on every youth that sells with any of their traits. So they can charge upfront cost in soul and dust for the actual traits themselves. In conclusion, and this is the big disclaimer here, this is a rough approximation of how we believe this system can work. So there are three there are three uh, like hey guys, but ifs, hey guys, we might not even do this. Uh, they're experimenting. They experimented with the tax they had, and then they canceled it. But in conclusion, it says this is a rough approximation of how we believe this system can work. Open to criticism and seeing how this plays out. So, uh, TLDR, TLDR. After y00ts is actually sold and minted, for 6 months, we're gonna have a store with custom trades. Who can create those trades? Artists that create those trades then can actually connect those trades with a Y license. That Y license allows them to actually monetize and control the intellectual property of that specific range of trades that they were commissioned to make, they made, they whatever. This is going to last for 6 months, and then only huge organizations are going to be able to actually create limited amount of trades. So if someone is an artist, if someone has a good idea, the first 6 months is the months to actually work for it. Which 6 months also corresponds with the 6 months of staking required to actually get those Ys, which are enable you to create those custom trades or to exchange them for other custom trades. So the way I see it, and yeah, this I think we went through the whole paper, guys, and there isn't much more. Uh, you can go just read it. It's tiny. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. It kind of, I think it's a little bit overblown at the moment. Um, it's gonna be a wild roller coaster. It's gonna go really high, guys. It's gonna go really high, and then guess what? Guess where it's gonna go? It's gonna go really low. It's gonna go really low, and then there's going to be another speculation. So we're gonna have this craze of everybody wants to buy a y00ts, and everybody's gonna feel the FOMO, this irrational FOMO that you'll see on Magic Eden being listed, and the price going up, and the floor going up, and new dreams are gonna be made, and all dreams are gonna be shattered, and then the new dreams are gonna be shattered, and we're gonna go back to the old dreams, and then you know the drill, But yeah, whitelist is gonna be going crazy before the mint in a couple of days. The floor is going to go really high, especially for really rare trades, just because, remember, if you get a really, really, really rare trade, in 6 months, you'll be able to detach the trade and actually sell it in the open market. So you might actually keep the y00ts and recoup your investment just by selling the rare trade. So it kind of makes sense for someone to go for a really rare trade if you think that this kind of licensing and this kind of marketing will work out. So there is some thought put into this, but again, wild assumptions have been made, and it just assumes that every big brand will want to actually work with y00ts, and artists are going to go around and want to create trades, and then people are going to like those trades, those custom trades, and gonna spend extra money, extra soul, extra dust to apply it and make their y00ts even more unique, even rarer. Uh, so after the initial pump, obviously we're gonna see a dump. Now I don't know how big the pump is gonna be. I don't know how big the dump is gonna be. Just I know it's gonna go up and then it's gonna go down. This is logical. You don't need to be a financial expert. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to be in Mensa. Things go up. Things go down. Then there is another pump promised in this paper. There is a pump that's gonna come when the 6 months end, which means now scarcity kicks in. No new trades. You're gonna have to exchange your Ys. People are gonna have Ys. People are gonna have expensive rare trades, and then we're gonna see this kind of bubbling of new FOMO hitting in. And guess what? Then it's gonna actually go down again. And if it is successful, even if it's partly successful, we're going to see another iteration. We're going to see another experiment. We're going to see another y00ts style of NFT that will be using the store, and most probably will also bring into the market new ways of getting those Y trades, new ways of spending those Y trades, new ways of actually profiting from those Y trades. Uh, so, in other words, a very small TLDR from all these things that we actually just talked about. I think it's gonna go well initially, really well, and I think this is a valuable experiment. This is the way to actually uh, find the recipe for intellectual property and the management of intellectual property, and actually owning the rights and trading the rights and compensating artists. I think this is a valid experiment. Is it gonna be successful? I doubt it. I doubt it. We're searching for it, and they are contributing to the search. So big up for the for this idea. What they've done amazingly is marketing. They are marketing geniuses. They are throwing money. They are throwing money in the right places. They are actually have a really good eye, and they are studying the market dynamics well, and they're creating great FOMO. The scholarship idea was amazing. It was beautifully executed. It was user friendly. It created huge FOMO, and just spreading it and announcing every winner in a personalized kind of way just gives immense feeling of uniqueness, of being a superstar, being part of a community, being celebrated. I find it genius. I find it very well done. So yeah, good for them. Good for them. Now, should you buy a whitelist? No, my opinion. Again, of course, I might be wrong. I might be totally wrong, and I might be talking you out of financial freedom of generations to come. So please, just don't take any of this as financial advice, as NFT advice. This is just a madman that usually loses money online. So just don't follow. Please, don't. Nobody's paying me. Like, I haven't had any my application accepted. I don't expect to have my application accepted. I don't even mind if I'd love the free money. Who the fuck doesn't want the free money? But I'd love also to be part of the community a little bit. They've been doing it so well. I want to see how they do it. I want to see where's the alpha, the community alpha, the DAO alpha. Like, how have they managed to be so successful? So I'd be interested in it. I'd be interested, but I don't think that I'm being paid. Don't think I have any more chances than you. And just, you do you. You do you. And yeah, I've never done a paid promotion. I've never received any. I've received thank you money, but I've never had any contractual obligation or had any reason to shield, or it wasn't anything that I uh, left not disclosed. Disclosed every single information. So back to our subject. What should you do? I think you should not buy. You should not buy any whitelist from a secondary market. I think you should try to mint, of course, if you can mint. If it doesn't sell out, remember it's 15,000 pieces. That's a lot of pieces. Every single god uh, gets a spot plus 5,000 more. And if you can mint, you should. Just don't spend 200 Solana trying to buy a whitelist. Don't do that. Don't do that. Then, if you don't manage to mint, don't rush it. Wait for it. The period is gonna pass. The FOMO is gonna pass. Youth is gonna get quiet. People are gonna forget. People are not gonna know what youth does, how these trades work, what happens in 6 months. Now you know. So since you know, just wait. At some point during those 6 months, you'll see an opportunity to buy. If you really want to get into this community, which again, give it some time. See how it goes. Join the join the Discord. See what goes. Like, go to the parties. Be on Breakpoint. Talk with other gods. Find Frank. Like, get understand the vibes of the community. And even if Frank remains unknown, like, find the doxed people there, and just vibe with them. See if you like it. And if you do, just go buy. But just don't rush. Don't rush it. And there's going to be a good opportunity. There's going to be a good opportunity either during those 6 months where people are going to forget, maybe on month 3 or month 4. So a while before this, we start remembering that, hey, 6 months are ending. Uh, or just wait a little bit more to see if this Y trademark is actually getting successful, and there's going to be more Y licensed NFT collections for sure, 100%. And what's going on with Dust? Should you buy Dust? I don't think you should buy. I don't think you should buy Dust. No, actually, I'm pretty sure you should not buy Dust. I think that Dust is going to actually be sold. So no, think there are ways to actually mitigate this, but if they don't do anything, the Dust is going to be aggressively sold from the rejected application. So people that had 6 followers on Twitter and obviously had no chances of getting approved without Dust went out and bought Dust for their account. And then again, because there were like 40,000 applications on y00ts, even if you have the 375 Dust, you did not get approved. So guess what you're going to do? You're going to go and sell the Dust a little bit before the mint date, just because now you've tripled your money, just because Dust has been going up. Now, post-event, Dust is going to go down. I would suggest if you're gonna play the Dust game, just play with the 375 you already have. Now, going to buy now is dangerous. Why is it dangerous? Because if they don't do anything, the market is gonna be flooded in the next 2 days with quite a lot of dust. But they're smart enough, and hear me out on this one. They're smart enough. They're smart enough to launch a secondary collection for those that have been rejected but have Dust in their wallets. So what the gods and the Dust Labs and Frank and y00ts and Doopies, what these people really want to do is not let the rejected applications sell their Dust in the open market. They're gonna have to do something. So you're gonna need to keep your eyes open, because on the one hand, you can triple your initial money just by selling the Dust. On the other hand, you can play the game of the game theory here, which says that there is no way they've thought about all these beautiful things and they haven't thought of this simple dynamic of, market dynamic of, rejected applications that bought Dust are gonna dump it en masse during or right before the mint date. So they're gonna have to come together and launch a secondary application which will again use the Y kind of intellectual property rights thing that will only be eligible to be minted by those that had their applications rejected but held the 375. So 2 paths to choose from. Again, you should wait and keep your eyes and ears open for their announcement. Now, if the mint date is coming, is like 5 hours before mint date, mint time, and there's no announcement, I'll be selling my Dust. But I'll wait until last moment. I'm confident they've thought about this, and they've already prepared something to accompany the accepted applicants and have an alternative course of action for the rejected ones that hold Dust. Again, speculation, full speculation from Whale's friend. No idea if this is reality or not. It's just what makes sense to happen. Once again, good job to the gods for creating this craze. Good job to the artists and the this kind of personalization of traits. Great idea, and experiment on intellectual property rights and its monetization and trade at the Web3 level. I wish them best of luck. I wish them best of luck, and I really hope they become the highest and number one collection in the world. I'm still I'm still on the side that says that when Solana Monkey